What? You're worried I've never seen a penis before?
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast. We watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene. So you don't have to, but you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Just when you think it can't get any worse.
Yeah, I thought about doing a Russian accent for it, but then I decided against it at the last second.
Oh, so much Russian accents happening. Get ready. Prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. Okay, we're back. We're full breakdown of the 2018 rom-com Siberia.
Rom-com? Is that what you're calling this?
Yeah, it's a romance thriller.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, romance thriller.
Would it be like an erotic thriller? Would it fall in that category?
Maybe.
There is some strong, sexy content.
Yeah, that's to put it lightly.
Wowza! All right.
Yeah. Little advisory up front for this one, listeners.
Yeah. Nudity.
A lot of nudity, explicit sexual situations, and a dead dog. So if that makes you sad,
I guess those would be known as.
Don't turn off the episode. Keep listening, or just
keep
put
listening.
it on play, mute it.
It might be one of our most interesting episodes of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, they all are, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, so it can only get more interesting from here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's remind the readers or listeners, whatever. You could read us, I guess, but I don't know, probably not.
Yeah, the readers. Russ has just got his book on the brain, which by the time this airs, like you should have already bought and read.
Russ's book 14
so.
Times at least. Oof.
Yeah, if we do the plugs at the beginning of the episode, then
more likely, yeah, because we have like a 2-minute like average listening span. So
that's right.
Everyone's missing all the good stuff. I don't get it.
So go buy Russ's book.
Yeah.
But anyway, what we're talking about instead of Russ's book is Siberia, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
there's a lot of Siberias out there, by the way, so don't be confused. This is the 2018 Keanu Reeves Siberia.
Well, there's only one Siberia.
Well, yeah, right.
That might not be true either.
Like there's only like one October. There's only one October. There's only one Siberia. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly the same. Great analogy. So the premise of this movie, in case you forgot from the trailer trash, so when an American diamond trader's Russian partner goes missing, he journeys to Siberia in search of him, but instead begins a love affair.
And as I think, as we all know, that's safety tip number 34. Don't do any of that.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, it's the log line of things you should not do.
Yes. There's so much not to do in that line right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And listeners, don't watch this movie either. If you haven't already, don't waste an hour and 45 minutes because it's super not worth it. Yeah,
it's pretty boring. I think it had potential to do something. I'm okay with like a slow burn thriller. But
yeah.
This was just not it. I think it was trying to, but just didn't land correctly.
That's right. Yeah. But I think you are pretty close with your prediction.
I think I was.
Somehow.
I think I was. I forget what I was. Well, no, we had. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, Mother Ringwald she knew about the diamond trade going on, right? So,
yep. And barely in the movie.
Barely in the movie. Yep.
Definitely had like a double life situation going on.
Definitely double life thing going on. The love interest of the movie not tied to the Russian mob boss, like I thought, which will ameliorate. That probably would have made it better, but
definitely a red herring in the trailer. That sinister smirk. Yeah,
she's just a random lady. Yep. Who works at a cafe in Siberia.
That's right.
So what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Irkutsk, probably.
Yeah, Irkutsk. Yeah, classic. Otherwise, I think our prognostications were better than what this movie actually delivered. So.
Oh yeah, this movie stunk on ice. I was trying to tell Russ beforehand, like, I think this is one of the worst movies we've done. He disagreed, but I feel worse for having seen this.
I don't think it was that bad. I don't think we've watched some really bad movies. I mean, if it had a payoff, I would maybe agree with you. But
It was just boring all the way through.
Did I get the? I mean, spoilers. Here we go. I mean, you're in spoiler territory anytime you were listening to this. But did I get it right that he was going to die at the end? Did I say that too?
Yep, you did.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm. I disagreed with you because I think I said he was going to go do a sequel for one of the 8 other movies that we said it was going to be, like Kissing Booth or
John Wick 5.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you want some quick info on this?
Yeah.
All right, so this was directed by Matthew Ross.
Okay.
He doesn't have a lot under his
Matthew Ross. Just
his first name is an A. It's just he's the Matthew Ross, or I'm sure there's other Matthew Rosses, but the one who did this
ours.
movie. Yes, this is our.
This one is yours.
So he's not done much, and he did a bunch of shorts, and then his first film was Frank and Lola, which I think was rated pretty highly and like won some awards, so that kind of got him, noticed. And then he did this
favorite.
Yeah, and then he did this movie, Siberia. So he did that, Frank and Lola, in 2016, and he did this in 2018. And then he did 3 episodes of the Wu-Tang and American Saga, which I have been. It's like a documentary or something. It's like a documentary or something, or
no? It's like a dramatized documentary, kind of.
Okay,
but it looks cool.
Yeah. Well, he did 3 episodes of that, so get excited.
Oh, I'm super excited.
So not a lot under his belt. I mean, I don't think it was like, I don't think directing wise there was anything poorly done about it. I think
that's what I mean. Like
he was going for like a stylistic kind of thriller noir-y kind of thing, which
he got something.
Got something there. Screenwriters. So we got 2 people here. We got Scott B. Smith.
Scotty.
And Stephen Hamill, who did. So the story was by Stephen Hamill, and Scott B. Smith brought it to the screen. So Scott B. Smith, again, is an interesting one. He's been around for a while. His first one, I guess he wrote the novel. He wrote the novel and the screenplay for A Simple Plan. Which
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it came out in 1998. That's a Sam Raimi movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good. Highly rated.
Okay.
Billy Bob Thornton, I think. And then he looks like he's a novel guy. He wrote The Ruins, which I feel like I've heard of, and he did a screenplay for it. And then that's kind of it. And then in 2018, he wrote the screenplay for Siberia.
Okay.
Did some movie called The Burnt Orange Heresy, which I don't know what that is. And then he's done 8 episodes of The Peripheral, which is a William Gibson, based on a William Gibson novel.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi show on a TV series, whatever, which I have not watched it. Huh. So
okay.
And also kind of a weird stretch of work.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. The people who were writing this, I mean, it was, I don't want to say interesting writing because it wasn't, but like, I don't know. I haven't seen a movie exactly like this in recent memory.
Yeah.
Like it was odd in a way that I kind of enjoyed, but not at all.
Yeah, I think the trailer is a little misleading and probably on purpose because they're like, oh no, this movie is really slow burn. I mean, it's definitely like kind of almost like its title is like a romance in there, which I mean, that's it is, right? I definitely feel like I've seen movies like this, but better.
Yep.
So the other guy here, Stephen Hamill, he's producing stuff, but he's only written a few things.
Okay.
A couple shorts. He did this movie called Henry's Crime back in 2010, which had Keanu Reeves in it. And James Caan. Yeah. And then 8 years later, Siberia. He just came up with a story, I guess, and then did Replicas in 2018 as well, which I do remember that. That's with Keanu Reeves.
Okay. And Thomas Middleditch. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a weird one, right? That's a weird combo.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah. I don't think it did very well, so maybe we'll do that one next.
Yeah, I would totally watch that. And apparently Keanu Reeves helped with the screenplay here, according to him.
Yeah, we both did some digging on this, and there's an interview he was one of the producers on this. Oh yeah, we're definitely doing Replicas. See you soon. See you soon, Replicas. 11%.
I love Thomas Middleditch.
Yep, I do too.
No, it's on Netflix. Perfect.
Done. Yeah, and Keanu Reeves helped me.
No, sorry.
What do you got? What's happening?
I read a log line real quick. It's basically like what's the Johnny Depp one that we just did? It's basically the same movie.
I know.
Damn
I saw it. Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
That's all right. We can double up. It's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the real thing.
Keanu Reeves here, he produced, right, this movie, and he was in interviews saying that he likes taking a break from the John Wick flicks to work with like green or, new up and coming directors and stuff like that to kind of just,
Wick flicks,
different energy. So
those have a particular energy, I imagine. Listeners will know from the last episode, I have not seen any of those movies.
All right. So who's in this? So we got Keanu Reeves. He plays Lucas Hill. Anna Ularu. She plays Katya, the love interest in the trailer. Pasha D. Lychnikoff. He plays Boris.
Pretty good.
He's been kind of all over the place. He's you might remember him from the last Die Hard movie.
I was gonna say he did look familiar.
So there's two things. It was funny. I was digging through his IMDb credits, and he's been in a bunch of stuff. Obviously, is like Russian number 2, Russian number 3, whatever.
Yeah.
But the two biggest ones, he played the cab driver in the last Die Hard movie, and he played Russian guard number 3 in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Crystal Skulls or whatever it was.
Oh,
in the opening. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he looked familiar. So yeah, that's Boris.
Know what I know him from?
What do you know him
is an episode of Big Bang Theory. But he was, I believe, Russian cosmonaut Dmitry.
Right, of course. Oh, he's playing a Dmitry, right? Right,
yeah, exactly. But he's done a lot of TV.
Yeah, ton of.
I've
TV.
Definitely seen him in. He's been in your Law and Orders. And Stranger Things is like Russian guy in the back.
Oh yeah. You'll see him. So
I was like, why does this guy look so familiar? He's in everything. He's in that show Good Girls. I don't know if you watched that.
No.
It's not bad, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy's in everything.
Yeah, he's got quite the list. He plays Boris. He plays a pretty good villain.
He wasn't the complaint for me.
No. Actually, I think the acting was fine. Actually, I think it was good.
Yeah,
right. I mean,
I agree.
Even Keanu woed his way through this. Like, whoa, diamonds, whoa.
What do you mean, even Keanu? He's a great actor. It's one of the greatest actors of our time.
Yeah. Okay. Molly Ringwald, who's in it for, I don't know, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Yeah. She plays Gabby Hill, Keanu Reeves' wife, which we did get right. I think.
Yep. That's right.
We got Rafael Petardi, who plays Pavel. He's
Pavel. Yeah.
Pavel. He's Boris's right hand man there, but he's kind of important at the end.
Yep. Otherwise inconsequential.
Yeah, he's like in it for he's in it for 2 seconds, but like his 1 second at the end is very important.
Sure.
James Gracie plays Vincent, the Matthew McConaughey South African buddy,
Russian guy.
Yeah, buddy of Keanu Reeves, I guess, kind of friend.
Kind of.
We got Dmitry Chepovetsky. He plays Ivan. That's Katya's brother.
Yeah.
One of her brothers, but he's kind of the most important one.
Yep.
And we got Mikhail Bogdanov, who's a Mercedes driver.
Oh, great.
So
I'd like to see that guy more stuff.
Yeah, Mikhail. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Driving more cars, right?
Yeah.
Production budget and all that sort of stuff. So there was nothing domestic. I think it must have just gone like straight to
video.
Yeah. Internationally though, it made $636,360. That's a lot of 3s and 6s. $366.
Yeah, that's not bad. I guess. I mean, I'm sure it costs more than that to make, but
yeah. And video, it made 1.6 million.
Yeah, which altogether that's like 564-ish fanatics. Pretty good.
But I assume the budget was much greater than that. Probably for Keanu alone. But he produced it, so maybe he took like the the hometown deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I couldn't find a budget. But whatever.
You tried.
I did my best.
Listeners know you tried.
I did. I actually tried my best. I did my best. Rotten Tomatoes, it sits at 12% tomato meter and 16% audience. So one of the few times where the audience and everyone's just like, kind of, what are you doing? What is this? What is this movie?
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Pick a tone. Stick with it. All right. You want some fast facts?
Back me, Daddy.
I can't wait for this first one. It's going to blow your brain.
Blow me.
All right. Here we Okay. Nicolas Cage turned this down.
Huh? Oh, interesting.
And I did some more digging on that. There's a history between Nicolas Cage and Keanu Reeves here. Nicolas Cage also turned down The Matrix and Constantine.
Oh, weird.
mind blowing.
Dumb on his part.
Right?
Imagine Nicolas Cage in The Matrix, though. That'd be horrible.
Oh, God. Imagine him in this movie, though. This movie's awesome.
That'd be great.
This movie's all of a sudden better.
Yeah, exactly. A million times better.
It's so ridiculous, though. The vodka brand, Sibirskaya Rosa.
Oh my God.
Sibir. What? I don't know.
You're trying your best.
I'm doing my. You say it. What is it?
Sibirskaya. Yeah.
Sibirskaya.
Just say it with confidence.
All right. Well, I'm doing this on the fly here. Rosa, which I guess means Siberian dew, with the slogan "Truly Russian Crystal Clear Vodka" that appears several times throughout the film.
What a bad slogan.
It's not real. It's not a real.
Oh.
Not a real vodka.
All right.
So
they could have offset some of the costs for Keanu by getting a real vodka sponsor.
Seriously. I mean, there's definitely a Mercedes ad going on in here, as we know, because we have a Mercedes driver, but
yeah.
Probably just got that car for free.
Make it a vodka ad too. Why not?
Some of this was shot in St. Petersburg, Russia, but most of it was done in Winnipeg, Canada. When you need woods, where do you go?
Yep. Good tax credits.
Right? Done in April 2017. So there's a toast in this. I thought this was fun for a little Russian history here. So Did you catch the scene where they say this line, this toast?
Yeah, a bunch, several times.
They do say it several times, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they say it in a few different I guess it's variations on it too.
But I think the line is, "I feel sorry for the bird," right?
Sometimes they just say "so sorry for the bird" or whatever. But yeah, close enough.
So that's a popular catchphrase, saying, idiom in Russia for like the last half century or so, and it's often used to break tension or make things sound a bit less formal and serious, and is part of this toast that goes. And so when the flock of birds headed south for the winter, one small but proud bird said, "I will fly straight to the sun." She flew higher and higher, but very soon she burned her wings and fell to the very bottom of the deep gorge. So let us drink to this. Let not a single one of us ever break away from the collective, no matter how high he flies.
Interesting.
And then afterwards, I think someone had said, "I feel sorry for the bird," and that's part of kind of breaking the tension of that very intense toast.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of what I gathered from it when they were explaining it in the movie, which I enjoyed. It's like me and some of the boys say. So then I told her I stole the ham. Similarly,
yes, it's
very much an "I stole the ham" situation.
Yes. I feel sorry for the bird. Yes, very much. Because the ham flew too close to the sun.
That's right. I feel sorry for the ham.
There you go. Yeah. So when you're doing a toast in Russia, which after every drink you should be doing a toast and not just saying, the old "to your health," you need to say a real toast. So.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be short fast facts here, but last one here. So the center of this is a blue diamond, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So diamonds of that color, or any particular color, I guess, and size, are exceedingly rare.
Okay.
So one, as being you or myself, would be hard pressed to find a single round diamond like this on the market worldwide. If someone offers you 10 of them all round, except every expert in fancy colored diamonds would immediately know that they are fake without needing spectral analysis.
Makes sense.
So if someone comes to you with 10 blue diamonds, yeah, you don't.
Yeah, that's
tell them to move along.
ITMT safety tip number 107, I believe.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of safety tips out of this movie.
This episode is chock full of safety tips.
So get ready.
Don't if anyone hands you a sack full of blue diamonds, they're fake.
Yes. No, thank you. That's what you say to them. You say no, thank you. All right, that's good. Do you want to Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
Yep.
Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker. It's my Russian.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you like that?
You've been practicing?
Yeah, well, off screen. Yeah, sometimes at home.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Wait, you've been doing accents without me?
Yeah, man. Sometimes. Well, I live alone, so that's what I got to do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mix things up a bit.
Oh God, send help.
Who's cleaning the toilet today? You, Dmitry. Okay.
All right, so this movie is obviously Jurassic Park 3 meets the Twilight Saga New Moon.
I mean, say no more.
Yeah. So, for starters, Jurassic Park 3, right? Everyone knows maybe the worst Jurassic Park movie, right?
Yes, that's where they go back to the island, but it's just not good.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, right?
They like kind of go back and then like kind of run into a couple of dinosaurs here and there, but not so much.
Yeah.
So as everyone knows, Jurassic Park is fun.
Yeah.
As a franchise, the original movie, most of them pretty fun. Jurassic Park 3, not fun at all.
Well, we did what the New Worlds, was it Jurassic Park New World or something like that? World's Greatest Hits or something, whatever it's called. I don't know.
The World's Greatest Hits, that's right.
Jurassic Park World's Greatest Hits.
Dominion?
Dominion? Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that movie was,
which even that was fun. Like,
yeah, it was fun. It was stupid. It was terrible, but it was
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
but it was fun.
I see what you're doing here. Yeah.
And Jurassic Park 3 was not. Keanu Reeves, super fun generally.
True.
Even in, John Wick, where he's like pretty serious, still fun because it's still John Wick, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This movie will just like suck the life out of the room. Not fun at all. Like the most boring.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Famously, Jurassic Park 3 was unfinished. Like the writing of the script when they were shooting it. This movie felt like that's exactly what they did. They just kind of they're like, well, just start it and we'll see where it lands.
Yeah, it feels like when you're trying to get out a sneeze but you can't get it out and you're just like, come on.
Yeah, right. Like they're building a lot of tension to something and then it's like there is no, like nothing happens with the tension.
Yeah.
Like, and that, leads me to my next point of a lot of these movies, like they were just kind of dancing around all of the good parts. So like, in Jurassic Park 3, there's never really like the big climactic clash with the dinosaurs that you want. There's no, T-Rex, or I mean, there is a T-Rex, but it like is inconsequential and gone like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then otherwise they just kind of like, oh, you think the Raptors are going to get him? Nope. And then at the end, it like leads up, like builds up to this huge, like, oh wow, they're so pissed about the eggs. They want the raptor eggs back. The Raptors are definitely going to take them out now, and they're like, oh, just kidding, like the military's here.
Save the day.
Pick up the crew, and then the Raptors are like, all right, next time
we got you.
Yeah. And in this movie, it's kind of like that. Like, they're like, oh, wow, these fake diamonds, like this crazy thing. And like Piotr is like doing all this crazy shit, stealing diamonds and running away. And like they set up all of these things for no payoff. Like they're like, oh, actually Piotr's dead in a shed. And like there's like no one, you can't find the real diamonds.
Nothing worse than being dead in a shed.
Right.
Yeah.
It just like kind of nothing ever pays off. They're just like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
Lame.
That's fair.
So meets The Twilight Saga New Moon, which episode plug. If you haven't listened to those episodes, go back.
Go check it out.
Yep. Some of our best work, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so just like the New Moon in particular, a lot of nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so you remember
Yeah.
A New Moon is like basically setting up plot development for like all kinds of stuff. It's like oh yeah, actually,
it's like one of those middling like Marvel movies, right? Where it's just like sets everything up. Which actually, I think we said about this movie in our prognostication.
Exactly,
it was going to set up the John Wick universe. Like nothing's going to happen, but it's just like set up for stuff that doesn't happen. Yeah,
and that's exactly how it turned out. Yep. So A New Moon does kind of have stuff later because at least that's a connected universe to other things. Yeah. But in that particular movie, nothing happens. They're like, oh yeah, there's like a pact with the werewolves and the vampires and like yada yada yada. And Bella, like Edward's not even in it. He's like in the movie for like 2 minutes. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna run away. And he's like, I guess you can be a vampire too if you marry me and all that jazz. Nothing happens. Just like in this movie where like literally nothing happens. There's like 4 characters in the movie. They all kind of just like hang out for like most of the movie and then die at various points.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And so also like at the end here, both the endings kind of reminded me of the same thing because I mean, both of our main characters are basically agreeing to die. So Bella at the end of New Moon there, she's like, no, you got to turn me into a vampire. And everyone's like, well, only if you marry me, which is,
come on,
that's not what
not
a compromise.
Yeah, that's not. That's come on.
And our hero, Mr. Hill here in this movie is like, well, tell her my love is real.
And I gotta go. I'll make her French toast tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Lame.
And then he dies.
I buy all of that.
Right. Thanks. Yeah. What do you got?
I'm going. It's clearly the Titanic, the James Cameron flick, not the boat itself, although it felt like a slow sinking ship, but
yeah.
Right. So, I mean, that's one connection right there. It's a Titanic meets From Russia with Love, the James Bond Sean Connery flick. So
low hanging fruit. Yeah.
Yeah. Low hanging fruit. Okay. Yeah. Well, I had to throw something Russian there, right? Titanic. So I almost forgot the opening of that movie starts with like researchers looking for the heart of the sea diamond that she's wearing around her neck.
What?
Yeah. Do you remember? Yeah. You did.
I've never seen Titanic. Actually.
Oh, what? Really?
I have zero interest in watching it.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, it only gets good in like hour.
8 hours.
Yeah. It gets good in like hour 4 when the boat starts sinking.
Yeah. Super uninterested. Thank you, though.
So the whole thing, it starts with research vessel of people looking, for the wreck of the Titanic, whatever, but they're looking for the necklace that contains a large diamond known as the heart of the ocean. So
that's not real, right?
I don't think so. Oh no. Oh no, I don't think so.
James Cameron guessing it up for
Well, you gotta add something there, right?
Yeah, I guess you gotta add something to this thing that you just base it on the real story. It's interesting enough.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And instead they find drawings of her in a safe with a necklace. They don't actually find it. So we get the diamond connection.
Sure.
We got our main dude there dies at the end.
Yeah.
We also got like a love situation, an affair that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Really.
Makes sense.
What's her face? Rose there. She's engaged to
some person.
Yeah.
I didn't know that actually.
Vane Billy Zane. Yeah. In the movie.
Oh, okay. Wait, Billy Zane is in the movie?
Yeah.
What?
She's engaged to him in the movie. And she has like this, there's social differences, right? And then From Russia with Love, I mean, that's a pretty obvious one. Obviously, Russia.
Oh my God. You can't. You're not even going to say, do you have something actual to say about From Russia with Love?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say that James Bond falls for a Russian woman in that movie.
Yep. Okay.
So, right. Like this movie, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's love in Russia, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
It's a spy movie. In this movie, many references to Keanu Reeves being a spy, but he's not a spy.
Yeah, if you didn't say that, I'd be so mad.
I was getting there. And then you've got Spectre and some other Russians trying to kill them, right? Like this movie. So yeah,
that's right.
Because that's what they do. So
yeah,
that's it. That's what I'm going with. So yeah, there you go. Don't laugh at mine. You said Twilight Saga, The New Moon, all right?
Yeah, well, I explained it beautifully. So
I think I explained mine beautifully.
Yeah. They both have Russia.
I think mine are so good. They don't need explanations. And now I'm like, oh, I got to add words here. But like, Titanic meets From Russia with Love. I mean, that's obvious, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No splaining needed.
Clear as day.
Clear as day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Nice job.
Yeah, great work, Gus.
These were good. These were good.
Yeah. Pat on the back.
Should we get into taking this thing apart?
Might as well.
So this opens with
new record, I think.
A new record of production and distribution groups. Like, holy shit.
9.
I don't like swearing, but
9.
9 times, Mrs. Bueller. 9 times. 9 of them. Yeah. And it starts with like Lionsgate. Epic intro. Yeah, sure.
Real.
We know them, right? They're real. Epic and intro animation too, right? Like
yeah. Lionsgate, good animation. No,
if the runtime of this movie is an hour and 45 minutes, I think these alone are 5 minutes.
Easy, yeah.
So this movie's like an hour and 30 because between credits and this. Then we get our friends there, Saban.
Yep, Saban. That's right.
Saban Films. They were a distributor. They also an epic little intro thing, which I don't feel like we've never seen that one before, but it felt like a Marvel movie.
But they always have a cool one. Like they had a cool one in the last one too. Yeah, I was like, oh wow, great work, Saban.
Yeah, right. Getting it done.
Good animation as always.
Then it just goes downhill from here.
Other friend of the pod, Fizz Facility.
Oh really?
Yep.
What'd they do?
The Last Thing He Wanted, and Speed Kills.
What?
I know. Deep cut throwback.
Oh man, that's like episode 2 or 3.
Right? Go
back, check that one. I don't listen to that one. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but
yeah.
We were different people back then.
Yeah, we've honed our skills since then.
That's right.
The Fizz Facility. Good for you. All right. Keep pumping them out. We'll keep doing them.
Yeah. Last Thing You Wanted, I feel like is, I don't know. That makes sense to me. Speed Kills. I was like, actually, no, that kind of makes sense too. Too long, super boring.
Yeah.
Good premise, maybe, but
Failed in the execution.
Yep.
All right, and then we got Elevated Entertainment, or just Elevated, I think, right?
Yep.
Ingenious, which I think we've heard of before.
Yep.
Global Road Entertainment, and they're all getting their full like logos here. It's not like there's not like snipping through them. It's like, nope, here's your full.
It's not a little text list. It's not. Yeah. The whole shebang.
Summer Storm Entertainment. Film Germany House.
Which, what a name for a studio! Like,
like that's a good one. Also, like the last one, Company Films.
Yes. The last two are like the fakest companies of all time. We've definitely had one from Summer Storm Entertainment. I can't remember what it was.
We definitely have. Company Films. Really? What is the name of your business? It's called Business. Put like a little bit of effort into this.
Incredible. Great work, team.
Yeah. Whew. So yeah, that's just the opening credits there, the opening, productions and distribution houses.
Then we keep the credits rolling for a while. They
do this thing where then you get the on-screen credits, right? And like they start them and then they stop them and then they start them again.
Yeah.
I noticed that. So they kind of start them in like this opening here, right? And it's like Keanu drinking in a coffee in his fancy house, right?
Oh, that was the other thing I forgot to say with Twilight New Moon in similarity to this movie. It's just got this like hazy blue filter over it the whole movie.
Oh yeah. It's color grade blue.
Yeah, it's one of those. But anyway, go on.
So then it opens with Keanu. He's just drinking coffee in his fancy house, and then it cuts to him in an airport. He's like winding a watch, putting it on at the airport, and it's so funny because I think you said this in the trailer trash. You're like, it just feels like we're living in Keanu Reeves' life. Like this is it. Like
just a day in the life.
Put it on a watch. I don't know if the watch mattered, if that meant anything later on.
Nope.
Then he watches a video of his buddy Piotr there, but can we just call him Peter?
Sure.
All right. He watches a video of his Russian buddy Peter, and he's just like, I kind of missed the message, but I think Peter basically sets it all up. He's like, hey, I got these diamonds, right?
Yeah, basically. Well, no, he doesn't even say anything in the first part here. He's just like, I have one small thing to tell you. Well, maybe huge thing to tell you. And you're like, wait, what? And then he's like, and then he doesn't say anything specific at all. He's just like, St. Petersburg's not the same without you. Better hurry. And you're like, wait, what? But instead of saying, wait, what? He just gets on a plane. He's like, okay.
So as soon as he started speaking, I was like, I can't hear him. I spent more time trying to put on the subtitles. I was like, I'm not going back. I don't care. Whatever. Jared will catch it.
One small thing. Actually, big thing.
Big thing. Come to Russia. I see you soon. Huh? So sorry for Bird. And he gets to top off some booze. And then the music I'm into the music, actually. Music was very noirish and kind of like slow and like,
I have mixed feelings about it. At times I liked it at the beginning here, and then I feel like the more they did it, the more I was like, it got hokey for me. Like, do you remember the old Family Guy episode? I don't know if you ever watched Family Guy, but where he's like, when Peter has the callback to somebody when he had like a guy with a tuba like playing behind him all the time, like following him around, like when he's walking, and it was like boom, 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 just like that's what it reminded me of at points, because he's just going about his day, and it's like in the background, boom, 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 boom.
Trying to build tension in a scene there's nothing there. He's just drinking coffee, having his booze. Yeah,
exactly.
All right, so then we cut to St. Petersburg, right? We get a little cut. Okay. So we were off. We were not right.
Way off.
This is the shot from the trailer. It's St. Petersburg. And then we cut to a hotel, and like the credits now restart, I think, or maybe they were still going, but like they kind of restart. There's all stuff from the trailer. So he goes in the hotel, right? And he has been to this hotel. Mr. Hill. Yeah, he's been to this hotel many times. He knows the woman behind the clerk there. She recognizes him, whatever. Yeah. And then she gives him information about like, his friend was Piotr right there, had been meeting with some shady dudes.
He's gone.
Yeah. And he's gone. He hasn't been around, whatever. And he gets the keys to Peter's room, which highly illegal, but hey, it's Russia. I don't know if maybe it's okay. Whatever, guy, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. And then he goes to the hotel room, and he's just a lot of phone calls, leaving voice messages from Peter here.
And it's like bing bong, bing bong, bing bong in the background, and you're like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, tension's building, right? He's missing, so his buddy's missing, and then he's like, hey man, we got a meeting with Boris in 37 minutes, like.
Yeah. Also, I was going to say my notes probably for the first 3/4 of the movie, I was calling him Barkov like you were in the trailer. because I had Barkov on the brain after. So it's like, I think 3/4 of the way through, I was like, no, I told Russ his name was Volkov.
Gotcha.
But my whole notes, it's Barkov.
So then it's stuff from the trailer too, and Keanu's kind of freaking out a little bit here, and he's like, "Hey, this is the man you want to mess with, right?"
Yep, exactly. From the trailer.
All from the trailer. I mean, he cuts to the hotel lobby. Boris shows up. He's like, "Hey, I'm Boris. Hey, what are we doing? Hey, we have a good time. We have a good time, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And then we're in the restaurant, and we got the first meeting between Boris and Keanu here. Boris just being Boris, you know, kind of just hey, you know.
Yeah.
And this is all stuff.
Hey.
It's pretty much all he does the entire movie.
Yeah. Well, he tells him, he's like, you know, you had one job, which you're supposed to bring a single diamond here.
Yeah, you just want to sample.
You fucked it up.
Yeah, what's going on here, right? And then we get the whole stuff from the trailer about the patients, right? Patients is like a sealed room. You run out of air soon, right?
Yeah, and like we get kind of introduced to Pavel here.
Yep.
And I did appreciate the like, in heaven we'll all speak Russian, and then Keanu's like in hell too. Okay.
Yeah.
But like everybody loves it. Everyone's like, good one.
American, you crazy American.
Yep, exactly. And then basically he kind of accuses him. This is the big setup here, being like, you know, the South Africans are in town, like Vincent and his crew. And and he's like, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. And I don't really understand, because he's like, he's promising him like $1 million. Like that doesn't sound like that much money. Right? Did you get that
I don't know. I know I missed that. I missed that.
Like,
I thought it was
2%, an even million. And like, and the guy's like, you have a deal.
Barkov. Yeah. No, yeah, I don't. Yeah. But anyways, then he just he leaves it as like, I need 2 days, right? So he gives him 2 days.
Yeah.
So we got a little timer here. So he's got 2 days to get the sample, right?
Yep, exactly. Then the credits start again.
And then credits kick off again. And then we get like, you know, Keanu showing that this guy knows what he's doing, I guess. And he's got all his phones, his prepaid phones, and he's swapping SIM cards, it looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
He calls Peter there again, leaves another message. And he's like, hey, I'm leaving. You better be here, blah, blah, right?
Yep.
And then we get the title card. Keanu Reeves directed by Matthew Ross.
Yeah.
Siberia.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. More credits. And then we get the shot from the trailer, right? Small airport, him just getting dropped off, getting into a car, and then they drive, right?
Riding around a car, and tiny title card here. Mirny, Eastern Siberia.
Yeah, out there. Way out there.
Then
he pulls up to like his hotel, which is kind of like a bed and breakfasty type.
It's like
place.
A little inn.
Yeah, like a little inn. That's the word I was looking for, right? The clerk is nosy and seems to know a lot about what's going on, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Some back and forth about it being cold out. He's like, I packed for St. Petersburg. I don't know. I think it's all cold.
Cold.
I think it's all cold. I'm sure Siberia is even more colder, but
yeah. Oh, it's definitely even more colder.
And then I guess the most important thing of this whole scene is the clerk's like, hey man, you've been getting phone calls, and a phone rings, and he's like, that's for you. Right. And it's Vincent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And they do a whole spiel about how I thought they were friends. I thought we had an understanding. And he's like, no, your new friends are the ones that are cheating you. And then that's when they're just like throwing around random numbers. He's like, well, yeah, whatever that guy's giving you, which apparently is the 2% cool million. He's like, take that at 5%. Can you picture that sum? He's like, what? No, I've lost track of it.
Yeah, no one can, because we have no idea. Like, don't use percentages. Just give us a freaking number.
Right, exactly.
Or give us one that's easy. 10%.
10%. Yeah,
10%.
fair enough. And then importantly, they also guarantee his safe passage out of Russia on a private jet.
Right.
And yeah, basically they're just kind of end it with Vincent staring off, being like, fucker.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I got commercials.
What?
I watch it. Did you watch it on Hulu?
Yeah.
Do you have ad-free Hulu?
Yeah, because I shouldn't say that I'm sharing with someone else, but I got someone else's account.
Yes.
Disney's going to come for me. They're banging on my door right now.
That's right. Yeah. Nope, I watch it with commercials. So there's like a sad one about a stair lift, and like it had like metaverse style animation. It was really weird. And then Hulu kind of glitched out for me when it came back. And so I got Vincent sitting there saying fucker like 3 times in a row. Like it was like, what fucker? What fucker? And I was like, wait, what?
What's happening?
I don't know. It didn't happen again after that, but
so then we just got. He's in the streets. He's in the cold streets of Mirny, and he's just walking for. There's only Mirny. The clerk there told me, he's like, oh, there's one cafe in town. Whatever, head up there for whatever. So you got him heading there. So then we get into the cafe.
Calls Piotr's voicemail again.
Yep.
You have to.
Yep. Got to keep trying. Got to keep
Leave
trying.
Another one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At a certain point, you'd be like, okay, I think my friend's dead.
Right. At some point, like if I called you like 20 times over the course of a day
and I didn't answer,
I'd be like, well, Russ must be dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He's no longer with us. Oh well. Yeah. Okay.
Oh well. Then you'd move on. I'd move on. We'd all move on.
Yes, we move on. That's it. Hope that I left you something cool and then move on. That's it.
Right. I'm not coming to look for you in some cabin.
No, you don't Siberia. You don't go to Siberia. No, you don't do that. You don't go to a cafe in Siberia. No. You just be like, he's dead. We're done. Mm-hmm. I got plenty of other friends,
That's right.
one less stuff to think about. Mm-hmm. So then we get to the cafe, and I was actually thrown off this because I was not expecting the love interest here, Katya, to just be random Siberian lady working at the cafe.
Yeah, cafe owner.
Like, I was like, okay, how is this going to work out? Mm-hmm. Is this going to be interesting?
Yeah, and they make it immediately annoying because it's like Ivan, who turns out is Katya's brother, standing there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to stay here until that guy goes home," and like, Then we got a couple of drunks here being like, "Don't worry, we'll keep an eye on Katya. You can go home."
Yeah, it's fine, right?
Yep. And then Katya's like, "Do you want anything else to drink?" And he's like, "No, I'm good." And then they do a whole like drunk guy spiel about
long
about their dicks. Yeah, it's very frustrating. So like, basically the premise here: all handsome men have disgusting penises. Say the subtitles. Because it's all in Russian, and I'm
there's so much reading in this movie. It's like, God damn it,
but way too much reading. But apparently Yefrem's got a dick like a Porsche.
That's right,
fancy sports car.
And
then he's like goes to whip it out.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of penis talk in this movie, actually, I think about it.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah.
And then it turns out Hill speaks Russian, and he's like,
"Bros, hey, I know you've been saying the entire time here. So you're making fun of me, blah blah blah, and you're whipping your dick out." And he slams down his glass, and he's just like, "Yeah, all right, let's cut the shit here, right?"
Yep, exactly. They will threatening back and forth. Apparently, the Russian guy's like, "Well, this American guy has no sense of humor, but that's no reason to fight. Like, let's get out of here. See you later."
Yeah, and he's like, "Get your drunk buddy out of here," right? So,
yep.
And then Katya, she's not happy. She's like, "What? Do you think you come in and save me?" Type of thing.
There's a slow clap.
Yeah.
Well. What? Word? I'd never seen a penis before.
Yeah.
And he's like, and she's like, "You threw them out before they paid." So like. Fuck you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Also, like, maybe I don't care about you. Maybe I just don't want to see this guy get naked in front, in the middle of a cafe. Like, I don't know.
Right.
It's not all about you, Katya. Okay.
Great point. But instead of saying all of that, Keanu just throws money at her.
Yeah, basically, it's just like, here, American money.
And she's like, Americans, they think money solves everything. And you're like, wait, but that is the one thing that you were complaining about.
Yeah,
so I think it did solve the thing that you were. Is there another thing that we should solve here?
Because we can with money.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, money will solve most problems. So,
right.
Like, let's be real.
Yeah. So then she's like, "Well, take the bottle of vodka. You paid for it. Smell you later." And he walks out.
And then we're at a cafe outside, and this is all stuff from the trailer. He gets jumped by he gets jumped by the two dudes. He does okay holding himself, beating them up, a little John Wicky, but then he gets
for like a second.
Yeah, and then he gets knocked out. He gets knocked the fuck out. And then he's just laid out.
Sorry, I forgot that this next part is funny.
He's just laid out, and then the Katya, she leaves the cafe, she's closing up, whatever. She gets in her car and she sees him on the ground, and she goes over and is like, "Hey, wake up!" And she kicks him in the ribs.
Yeah, hysterical.
Yeah, I mean, when in doubt, if your friend's knocked out cold and he's not waking up, give him a good kick in the ribs. That'll get him moving. right?
Yep. Yep. Now, this movie had some good transitions, but also had some dumb ones. This is one of the dumb ones. So it's just like she like kicks him in the ribs, and then it's like train. You're like, hey, what? And then it's like cuts into her apartment, and he's like waking up, and he's like, whoa,
whoa, headache. Did I just time travel?
Yep.
So then she's in the shower, and he's all banged up, and then he decides to start making breakfast in her house.
Yeah. Well, calls Piotr again, leaves another voicemail.
Oh, God, he's dead, dude. He's dead. He's dead in the shed. So he's making breakfast. She comes out, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm making
French toast."
Wow. And she's like, "Why are you doing this? What are you doing here?" Right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Can we highlight I basically wrote this whole scene out because the script is horrible in this movie too. Like you said, the acting is serviceable and they're doing an okay job with what they're given, but
I think so.
The dialogue is so bad. It's just like, she's like, why are you cooking it? And he's like, a gesture of gratitude for that which you're owed, along with an apology. And she's like, do people in America apologize for being stupid? And he's like, not frequently, but it's still considered good form.
You do?
Then I accept your apology.
Do you think that was do you think this was the scene that Keanu helped punch up? Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
So then he's like, "Come eat, be family, Olive Garden." Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
she's like, well, no, you're not much of a talker. Who's Piotr? She's like asking all these questions. Then we get a knock at the door, and it's Ivan.
Yeah, big bro, little bro, whatever, brother. Right.
He's like, oh, by the way, you didn't come home alone last night. We all noticed as a town.
As in, the town of like population 100.
Wow. So, Nearly is actually, I looked it up before we recorded. It's like 37,000 people. Like, it's a good sized town.
Yeah. All right. That's okay. You got a mill. You're doing things, right?
Small city, perhaps. Yeah.
One would say, according to SimCity, I think that's city level when you get 30,000. I think so.
Big mine. Close to it. I think it depends on the form of government they have, but
yeah. I thought town, village, and city were based on the population size.
No, it's all based on government type.
Oh, okay. According to SimCity, it's just about how many population you got.
Oh my God. We don't live in a simulation, or do we?
Yeah. Keanu Reeves is writing scripts. I mean, come on.
You're right. It is a simulation.
It's a simulation that someone's just tinkering with at this point.
Mm-hmm.
What if we have him write part of the script? Anyways, all right. So Ivan, he shows up and he's basically like, he basically thinks that she slept with the Amerikanski, right?
Yeah, and she's like, Anton's a good dude. You have like a good life with Anton. You should be with Anton. And she's like, maybe I don't want to be with Anton.
Yeah.
And then she like shuts the door on him.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah. Then I didn't like this part was so stupid too because she hands him some kind of treat, and I don't even know what the treat is. And he's like, these are delicious.
No, it was the thing that the brother came over. And
what was it?
I don't know. It was like, I don't know, it was some Russian dish, best served cold.
That's what she's like. Yeah. Not my brother's wife. Not good for much, but good for this.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what? And then she like wipes his face like a mom.
Yeah. Getting weird.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Then she goes into a whole bit about what would you do if I asked you to sleep with me? And he's like, no.
He's like, yeah. Keanu, what do you? Come on.
No, and then this is again the script, the dialogue. I'd say with the most possible regret that I need to go find someone and that it's very urgent. The mysterious Piotr, his brother, Andre.
It's like, what? What is happening?
Are you asking?
But I mean, I'm into her logic here, though. She's like, well, if Ivan thinks this, then the whole town thinks this, so might as well just do it.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Great logic. I love that logic.
Yep. And then he's like, all right, he's like, we need to move the plot along. The brother is at a mine. I'm going to catch him after his shift. And she's like, well, great. I'll take you to the mine and then we'll fuck.
Yeah.
He's like, you're very forward. You find this unappealing? Quite the contrary.
End scene.
I got commercials.
Yeah.
It's like, good Lord. This is 25 minutes into the movie.
So it's funny, like, because at this point, it's like the movie was moving along kind of quick for me, and I was like, "Oh, cool, 25 minutes," and then it just kind of takes a U-turn, like, "Oh my god!"
Yes.
Oh my God.
I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, that didn't feel like 25 minutes.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it was like when you get to like hour or minute like 40, 30, 40, it's just like, oh no, I've got another hour left of this. Come on. Do something, anything.
Devastating.
Slow burn. So yeah, then he's so then we get a transition shot of the factories from the trailer, right? And then we're at the factory yard and
grim mindscape.
yeah, very grim, right? And Keanu's waiting as like the shift changes, whatever, and then we meet Andre. He's like, dummy, follow me in your car. Not here.
Yeah.
Big dude from the trailer. So they're in a car, right? And we start getting some more plot details here, right?
Tons of exposition. Yep.
Yeah. So he's basically explaining there's this other guy, Samsonov, right?
Yep.
That Pyotr was working with, and he's like Samsonov's into drugs, smuggling, prostitutes, sort of stuff, this sort of stuff. He's former special forces or something like that.
Special forces, yeah.
Right. And then Pyotr sold him some diamonds, blue ones. And Keanu's like, whoa, my diamonds? But they were fakes.
Right. Exactly.
So, and it's like a new technique, and Andre's like, new technique, it's amazing, you can't tell difference, right? Really good, right? And he's like, hey, here's my secure number, blah blah, give me a call. And then makes a comment about the lady friend, because like the Katya's sitting in a car like right next to him.
Oh, so a friend of your wife?
Yikes. That was Andre hitting hard.
He's like, is that supposed to mean something?
Is this supposed to mean something? You big dumb Rushki. So then he's on a phone outside of the car, right? Andre leaves, and he's just like calling about getting a plane out of town, and like the plane, like,
well, he's
right?
calling Barkov at this point, who is Volkov, Boris.
Okay.
Because he's like, yeah, I'm going to be there soon with the mine shit. Like, I got to get out of here. And he's like, who controls the weather? Like, everything's closed. You're not getting out of here. Like, you got to deliver those diamonds. Is kind of the point there. He's like, airport's closed.
Sorry.
Like, well,
yes, I'm staying.
Yeah. So then Katya starts the car, and she's like, I don't need to know what that was all about, but are you a spy? I'm not a spy.
First rule of Spy Club, you don't say you're a spy, because then...
So convincing.
Right. And then we're car ride. And it's basically just them flirting with each other, right?
Yeah, it's so frustrating. She's like, how you say good news, bad news?
You just say it.
Yeah. And then they do a whole like, I don't hate you, but I don't hate you. That's the good news. And the bad news is that we don't have enough time to go have sex now. So like I have to go to work.
Yeah, and that's a recurring little line between them, right? Do you hate me yet, babe?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it keeps coming back.
Take a bullet for you, babe.
Sexy time's gonna have to wait. So then we're at bed and breakfast. Keanu is sitting. We have like a little flashbacky thing here. He's like sitting there drinking some booze, and he's just having a flashback cutting to him.
Which she's opening the cafe. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was back in his own hotel or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
right.
Sitting around drinking, like just having flashbacks.
I mean, I don't know. Is the day ending? Why?
I guess. Yeah, fair enough.
What do you think I'm doing right now? I think this is all a flashback.
Oh my
God. We've already done this. So yeah, he's talking to a friend of the pod, Molly Ringwald, right? Kissing booth fame, right?
Yeah.
That's where everyone knows her from.
That's right.
And we kind of there's like one of like the only 2 times we see her, I think. It's this actually like on film, and then there's another time when she's like doing
towards the end,
doing like a Zoom call or something. But she, basically they have a chat, and she wishes him luck on his trip to Russia. So you kind of get some insight you kind of get some insight that she knows what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
it's like, it's St. Petersburg, and I always play nice.
Yeah. And then we cut to the cafe, right? And we cut to Ivan and Keanu getting drunk, and then another brother, I think, comes in there, right?
Yeah, and basically Ivan's like, he's like, the difference between a daughter and a sister? You're like, oh my God, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah. I feel sorry for the bird.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, I think the premise there was that a daughter has to listen to you, and a sister can tell you to go fuck yourself.
Okay, all right,
was his premise. Which I don't know if I
sure
subscribe, but and then basically they're like sitting there with the other guy gassing up Anton. Feel like you guys don't know how cool Anton is. Like,
he's the guy.
He's the guy. Either Catcher's going home alone tonight or with Anton. Like, you pick. And Hill's like, at this point, he's been drinking vodka with them for God knows how long.
Yeah, he's toasted. He's got a little toast on.
Yeah, he stands up. He's a little stumbly, and he gets up to go. And Ivan's also hammered.
Yeah.
And so the one guy who's doing a little bit better basically carries the two of them out of the place.
Right. And then they do a little drunk walk back to his hotel. They're like, we're going to walk you back to your hotel, right? So then they're singing. Keanu's not into it. He's like, when you're drunk, but you're not as drunk as your friends, and they're doing something stupid, and you're just kind of like, ugh. That's what the scene is, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you guys are annoying. He's not having fun. And then they're like, hey, come back here at dawn. We're going to go bear hunting.
Yeah, it'll be cold. Don't wear that stupid coat. And then I love this. It's like the most Russian part of the movie, because he's like, don't wear the stupid coat or you'll suffer. And then the guy's like, you'll suffer regardless. After all, it is life. So sorry for the bird.
So sorry for the bird.
And then like they explain like how it's kind of like a nonsense saying of just like lighten the mood and change the pace there. You'll suffer regardless. After all, that is life. I was like,
so sorry for the bird.
the most Russian thing I've ever
heard. Somebody cut to, we're back in the Keanu's hotel here, the inn, right?
Yeah.
He's zooming with Molly, just showing her stuff. He's definitely drunk. He's just like showing her lamp, candle,
a candle,
door, bathroom,
She's like, have you been drinking? Copiously. Like, just
oh man,
you're right. I think these are when like he punched it up with like Keanu weird vocab, because I know he definitely uses these
copiously
words in real life.
I've never like who uses copiously like
says it.
No, you write that. You don't say that like out in the world. You don't go like, oh man, copiously.
I love it. Want to see an old telephone?
She's like, send me a pic. I'll talk to you later. Send him just being bored, right? He's tossing the candle in the air, right?
Yep. Yeah, nothing happens in this movie. It's so boring.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh man, you're not a good man. You're like, you know what he's gonna do. So then he heads back to the cafe, right?
Yep. Brings her the candle.
Yep. Brings her the candle, and he's like, it's a gift.
She's like, a candle?
In case you started to hate me.
It's the thought that counts. That's what we say in America.
Does no one else in any other country say that? I guess not. I don't know. Maybe no people don't do gifts.
So dumb.
And then we get more of the you hate me conversation, right?
Yep.
And then they kiss, right? And then it gets steamy, and they go to town like wild animals right in the booth.
Loudly. Yeah.
I know. I had to turn it down. I was like, whoa.
Assault in my ears.
Whoa. It's 2 PM. I'm watching them in my living room here.
It was 7:00 in the morning for me. Too much.
All right. Then next day we're in the wild woods of Canada, right? Siberia transition shot from the trailer.
Wearing that coat that he's going to be cold in.
He's definitely wearing it, right? So then, the boys are just the boys all meet up, and they're kind of just messing with Keanu, right?
Yep. They all have guns, and they give
him the gun.
Have a gun. Perfect for a girl.
Yeah. That's how we all learned how to shoot on.
Yeah. He's like, there's no bullets.
Oh, man.
And then he points it at one of the guys and at his face and pulls the trigger. You're like, all right, gun safety 101.
Well, yeah, don't.
This isn't even an ITMT safety tip. It's just a general
safety tip.
Never point a gun at anything that you don't want to die.
Yes. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Good Lord.
So then the other two drunk jabronis who jumped them, they show up, right? And they're still messing with them. They're like, oh, we could kill him right here,
Yeah.
And I was like,
this is a good place to finish him off, right?
Yeah, why not? In the woods of Siberia. Just put him down. Call it a day.
But then the dogs bark and they start going crazy.
Yeah, because Ivan's got his 2 dogs, right?
Yep, exactly. And so they give Hill 1 bullet. They're like, don't waste it.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then the dogs go wild. They find like a little bear nest, right? And a bear comes out and they just unload on this bear. Just like, I was like, oh,
like 10, like all 10 guys just shoot the bear a bunch.
What the hell? And then one of his buddies, Ivan's buddies there, hits one of the dogs.
Accidentally shoots his dog. Yeah.
You dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Dog's kind of whimpering and it's depressing.
Ivan's a little sad and he's like, I got to put the dog down now. And he's like fumbling for bullets and then Keanu from
his 1 bullet
from 20, 30 feet out, his 1 bullet puts the dog down. And Ivan turns and looks at him, kind of gives him a little like, thanks nod,
Yeah, it's depressing.
Yeah, it's super depressing. So,
but they appreciate him.
Yeah, and I mean, what's a great time to call it on a depressing note?
It's my dog, Pa.
That's my Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna call it. That's part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Dead dogs, dead bears. That's where we're left. We don't know what's gonna happen. The dogs, the bears, do they come back to life? Do they seek revenge on the living? We hope so.
Do we have to give another disclaimer in part 2?
Oh, possibly. Is it gonna be more sexy, steamy content? Probably. So yeah, that's it. That's part 1. So thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, right? ITMT Pod on Twitter. We might be on Threads at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wherever you listen, subscribe or share it with a friend if you enjoyed this.
Yeah. Or share it with strangers and write us a review. That's a nice thing to do for us. And, ask not what ask not what your podcast can do for you. Ask what you can do for your podcast. And
are you doing a JFK right now?
I should have. I was like, should I? Ask not what you can do.
There it is. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But anyway, 5 stars would be great. What would JFK do? 5 stars. Probably.
5 stars. 100%.
Yeah. If you're feeling old fashioned, like 1963, you can send us an email, as we all know, which existed back then.
Definitely did.
It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com, or you can go to our website where you can find all of the episodes of ITMT, which at this point are copious.
Oh, jeez. Copiously amounted.
Or information about the podcast or whatever that we happen to be hawking at the time. Information about Russ's book, which is definitely out by now. So go buy that. And, we appreciate you if you do.
Yeah.
But it's thismeetsthat.com. Check it out.